Hi everyone, welcome. There is a single big takeaway from this first part of Chapter 11 on confounding and obscuring variables, here specifically seeing cultural factors as extraneous variables. This takeaway is about cultural competence in research methods. First, know how easy it is for a researcher to have an ethnocentric view. Normal cognitive processing in humans, it's called heuristics, means that we tend to view other people and other cultures as an extension of our own, starting with the assumptions that others share my viewpoint, my values, and all of my abilities like my education, my choice of words, my preferences. An ethnocentric view is a normal starting point for humans, and so a normal starting point for scientists. But having an ethnocentric view of our research question puts boundaries on our judgment, our design, and our interpretation of results. So we actively, conscientiously work to overcome this. There are at least two components of the research process where we scientists often demonstrate our ethnocentric thinking. Number one, first, sampling. That is, deciding who becomes a participant in our study. The goal of any research on humans is to be representative of the larger population to whom we wish to generalize our results. Now, this requires knowing those characteristics and the variety of differences within our population of interest. So think of factors like representing both genders, representing across an appropriate range of age. If you are sampling patients diagnosed with a disorder, think of varying levels of severity of symptoms or dysfunction, and other variations in personal characteristics of the different people who make up your population of interest. Secondly, the second research design decision where we scientists can demonstrate our ethnocentric thinking is in our choice of instruments, also known as apparatus, used to gather the data in any psychology study. The first rule is that the instruments must be an equally available form of communication for all participants in our study. So for example, a survey or a questionnaire approach to research takes into account variations in personal characteristics of the different people who make up the population to whom we wish to generalize our results. So think of things like translating a questionnaire into multiple languages if needed. We do not assume everyone in the community can even read. Remember, illiteracy remains a problem in many communities. Also, questions should be worded and asked in a simple language, avoiding some highly educated people's habits of using big words to say concepts that can be described in simpler terms. So, in summary, the single big takeaway from this first part of Chapter 11 on confounding and obscuring variables is this. Know that scientists having an ethnocentric view of our research question can put boundaries on our judgment, our design, and our interpretation of results. Second, and read in your lecture notes about two components of the research process where we scientists often demonstrate that ethnocentric thinking. First, in sampling, who will be in our studies, and then in our choice of instruments used for data gathering. Thank you, everybody.